Hi, and greetings from Texas. I watched your video about cutting up the paper to prove the square area of a circle, or pi times the radius squared, and it got me to thinking. And so I made a couple of quick sketches here, and maybe you could try this. What I did was I drew several circles that were all the same size, and then I divided this one into 4 equal pieces, and I divided this one into 8 equal pieces, and 16 and 32 and 64. And then electronically, I didn't use scissors and paper, I cut the 4 apart and then rearranged them to be like this. It's not very good, but it's no longer circular. It's becoming more rectangular, and you can calculate the area of a rectangle by just base times the height, or the width times the height. And so I thought, well, what would happen if I then did something like cut it into 8 pieces and then arrange the same 8 pieces of the circle, the total area of the circle here, in a fashion like this. And so here are all 8 pieces of the pie put together, and it's a lot more rectangular than this is. And I know what this dimension is right here. That's the radius. And I know that this is 1/8 of the total circumference of the circle. And so I looked at it and I thought, well, if I cut one into 16 pieces, this is still the radius here, and this is still now 1/16 of the circumference. So I know what this, I can calculate the circumference. If this length is 1 right here, then that length would be 1 right here. And so it would be very easy for me to calculate the circumference, and I have that all right here. And then if I take that same circle, that same size circle, and I drew it like this with 32 equal pieces of that, and I arrange them, I put them together like this, I'm becoming more and more rectangular. I know what this dimension is right here. It's 1. And I know what this dimension is right here. It is, now see, notice it has a little curve there to it, but we're becoming more and more rectangular-like. And then if I came over here, the exact same circle, I cut it into 64 pieces, and I know what this length is right here. It's 1, and I know what this length right along through here is. It's half of the circumference, because this is half of the rectangle, and this is half of the rectangle, so half of the circle, the circumference, excuse me. And so I would be able to calculate the area of this. And if I did this instead of doing it 64 times, but did it 128 times, or 256 times, each time I would be getting closer and closer to a rectangle. I'd never actually get perfectly to a rectangle, but I would be getting closer and closer. And I would be able to calculate the area of the circle by calculating the length times the width of the rectangle. I thought that was interesting. I challenge you to try that. Make a movie, send it to me, and we'll see how it goes. Good luck!